In this video demonstration, I'm going to show how Cohesity extends data protection capabilities in AWS, and in this instance, RDS specifically. Here I've got a Postgres database, but Cohesity supports other database types too. Please note the tables below, as we'll refer to these during the restore process later in the demo. Here we have the Cohesity interface. The first thing we would need to do is register a source to Cohesity. Next, we'll create the backup job itself. I select the AWS RDS option. I'm going to give a name to the protection group. Select the source itself. And then from there, I'm going to select the RDS instance, and you'll see that I've only got the one instance in this case. So once I've selected that, the next stage is to create a policy, or use an existing policy, of which I'm going to do here. So I'm going to choose a silver protection policy, which will back up every 12 hours, and then retain the backups for 14 days. This entire workflow could of course be completely API driven. Now this is started, I'm going to check on the process of the backup job. I'm going to fast forward, and you'll see it's completed. I can see all the logs, so I know what's happened, and just in case there was an error, I'd be able to troubleshoot. As we jump back to the AWS RDS console, you will see that a backup has been created. This is managed and created by Cohesity and will be deleted by Cohesity in 14 days as per the silver policy used. In order to showcase the recovery capabilities, the next step is to delete the Postgres database. It's important to note that deleting an RDS instance deletes all the automated backups by default. Unticking this option only keeps them for 7 days maximum. You will see that the database has now been deleted. If I move over to Postgres admin, you will see that I'm unable to connect to the server and the hostname no longer exists. Let's jump back into Cohesity and recover that RDS instance. After selecting Amazon RDS, I can search for the instance name. I could even use wildcard searches. So I'm going to select the database, and you'll see here that I can choose the point in time. So I'd be able to select from any manual snapshots, and if I'd not deleted that instance, any automated backups as well to recover to a point in time. You'll see that I can recover this back to the original location. But for the purpose of this demo, I want to show the functionality where we can be more granular. So I'm going to select the source, the region. Now I could restore this back to a multi-AZ deployment if I wish to. Now I'm going to choose the VPC and the subnet group. So I may want to put this into production or test and dev. And then I'm going to choose the specific availability zone. I'm going to make this publicly accessible so that I can jump onto this without a VPN. I'm also going to input the database port and select the parameter group and a few additional options as well. Let's also not forget to give the database a name. Okay, let's kick off the recovery. Okay, let's jump back into the RDS console. You'll see that we're already creating that database. Again, jumping back to Cohesity, we're able to see the progress of the recovery, and we can also see the logs as well. So again, if there were any troubleshooting to be done, we'd be able to see that through here. As it happens, the database is recovered successfully, and if we jump back over to AWS, we'll confirm that. Now let's jump into that instance and grab the endpoint. And then I'm going to move over to pgadmin. I'm just going to pop that in there and connect to this database. Now you'll note that it's retained all the previous settings in terms of the username and password, so I'll just pop that in here. Now, if I open the database and then jump down into the tables, we should see the same tables that we had in the earlier database before I deleted it. Sure enough, they're there, and that's backup and recovery for RDS by Cohesity.